Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Heather. If you have seen me before, then you already know that my name is Heather, so welcome back. Today is Pride Month, video number 3. So if you don't know, and this is the first video you're seeing of me, for the month of June, I am doing 4 Pride related videos because it is Pride Month and I want to give you guys some things to watch and to celebrate with, because I know Pride looks a little bit different this year because of everything that's going on in 2020. Anyways, for today's video, I wanted to talk about something that a lot of queer girls go through, and that is having a crush on a straight girl. Now, if you are unaware, I am a lesbian and I am in a relationship with my girlfriend Alaya. We have been dating for almost 2.5 years, so I'm very happily in an LGBTQ+ relationship. However, before I met my girlfriend, I definitely experienced having crushes on straight girls, not to the extent of me being in love with them or anything, and it wasn't like super duper hard for me, but I definitely have experienced this, as I know a lot of you have as well. So, although my knowledge on this topic might not be as extensive as somebody else's, I still thought that I would try to give you guys some advice about how to get over a straight girl, because I know that the struggle is real. So, this is going to be this video. There will be about 10 tips, I believe, and hopefully this will help you because I know how hard it can be. Anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. So my first piece of advice about getting over a straight girl is to put yourself in her shoes. And what I mean by this is, imagine if a guy was hitting on you. If you identify as a lesbian and a guy was hitting on you, you wouldn't be able to reciprocate those feelings that he's giving towards you. And it's the same thing for a straight girl. Although you may have these feelings for her, she's straight, so she wouldn't be able to reciprocate them. And although I know how much this sucks, sort of looking at it this way and trying to put yourself in her shoes can kind of help you to kind of cope with it and rationalize and understand more that it's this relationship that you're fantasizing about just isn't possible, because she doesn't have the capacity to like you back in that way. The second thing that you can do is realize that you're causing yourself more harm than good. Although there is a very slim chance that she could not be straight, even though she's saying she is, and you guys could get in a relationship, that's pretty unlikely. So it's not worth continuing to put yourself through liking this girl and hoping and wishing and praying that she'll change her mind, because it's probably not going to happen, unfortunately. So rather than focusing your attention on somebody who probably isn't going to reciprocate those feelings, unfortunately, you could be focusing your attention on more important things, things in your life that make you happy and people in your life that bring you joy. So I just feel like that's a more useful thing to do with your time, although it is hard to take your thoughts away from the person that you like, even if they can't reciprocate those feelings. I know it is hard. The third thing to do to help you get over a straight girl is to take some time away from her. And this is specifically talking about if you're friends with this girl, because it's impossible to get over someone if you're constantly spending tons of time with them. So I definitely suggest taking a little bit of time away so that you can focus on yourself and sort of separate those feelings, get those feelings out of your system before you try to continue a friendship with them later on, if that is something that you want. Tip number 4 is to realize that this is just one girl. And I know that this can be super difficult because you develop these feelings and to you this girl is the only girl, but there are so many other incredible girls out there who are actually in the LGBTQ+ community and who will have the capacity to like you back the way that you like them. So as hard as it is to get over this straight girl, you have to remember that in order to have the relationship that you want with someone who will give you the love that you deserve, you can't be hung up on somebody else. So try your best to remember that. There are so many fish in the sea and you will find someone incredible for you. I promise. The fifth thing to do to help you get over a straight girl is to respect this girl's sexuality. Like I said earlier, you wouldn't like it if a straight guy just kept trying to be with you and kept hitting on you when you aren't interested in guys. So try not to do that to the straight girl that you have a crush on. Because likely if she says that she's straight, she's straight. And I know that it can be confusing, and sometimes girls can seem like they're flirting with you and seem like they're reciprocating those feelings that you have, but a lot of the times it's just because they're overly affectionate people and they don't really know what they're doing, and they don't know that they're sort of leading you on, which is really frustrating. And again, goes back to the whole distancing yourself from them, because it can be hard to just deal with what feels like constant flirting when they don't actually have those feelings for you. So I know it can be confusing. My sixth piece of advice is to distract yourself. And this is good when you're trying to get over anyone, not just a straight girl, anyone. Try out new hobbies. Pick up old hobbies that you haven't done in a while. Spend time with your family and friends. Just do anything to sort of take your mind off of those feelings, because I know they can feel like they're consuming you. But if you try to just take a step back and spend time with other people that you love and let them take you out and do fun things that you haven't done in a while, that can sort of help you to push those feelings aside for a moment. And over time, they'll lessen because you're filling your life with other things that make you happy, if you know what I mean. My seventh piece of advice about getting over a straight girl is to vent about it. It is so good to just talk to someone who gets it. So try to find other queer girls that will listen to you and can hear your complaints and offer you some advice or even a shoulder to cry on. You can find these people in your real life or online. I'm always here to listen. You can DM me on any of my social medias and vent about your straight girl crush if you need someone to listen. But yes, talking about it with people who get it and people who will offer you support is really, really helpful. And it just makes you feel like you've got people on your side and you'll be able to get through it. My eighth piece of advice is to sort of dive into LGBTQ plus community and surround yourself with all things gay and queer, and watch LGBTQ plus couples on YouTube, watch LGBTQ plus shows, because this will sort of give you hope that you will have that in the future, and it's not worth wasting your time pining after a straight girl who is playing with your feelings, because I know it can be super duper frustrating to deal with that. So sort of going into the LGBTQ plus community and really just surrounding yourself with the support and the love that this community brings, and watching stuff of people from this community can be really heartwarming and sort of give you hope for your future that you'll have that one day as well. My ninth piece of advice for getting over a straight girl is to put yourself first. And this is especially important if it feels like this girl is playing with your feelings and leading you on, because sometimes they don't necessarily know that they're doing this, but it can be really hurtful. And if they do know that they're doing that to you, it's even worse. So you have to put yourself first. And like I said earlier, take a step back if you feel like they're really playing with your feelings, because you shouldn't surround yourself with that at all, because you deserve better. You don't deserve to have your feelings played with like that. So definitely don't keep hanging out with this person and keep spending time with them if they're just gonna play with your feelings. My 10th and final piece of advice for getting over a straight girl is to remind yourself that you won't feel like this forever and you will get over her. When you're trying to get over someone, it can feel horrible and it can feel like this will be never ending and that you're going to be sad and hurt and feel like this forever. But I promise you that that is not true at all. You will get over her, and like I said earlier, you'll find an incredible girl who will love you back and give you those feelings that you deserve in the future. So just remember that this won't last forever and you will be happy and get over this girl. Alright, so those are my 10 pieces of advice for getting over a straight girl. Hopefully this was somewhat helpful. Like I said earlier, I've never really had a super intense crush on a straight girl, so I don't know how helpful this advice was, but hopefully you were able to get something out of this video. If you have experienced this yourself, feel free to leave any advice that you have down below because it will probably be super helpful to people watching this video. Also, if you have any other video requests that you want to see from me, you can leave those down below because I like to make videos that you guys want to see. Anyways, that is it for this week's video. I hope you all enjoyed and thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week for another one. Bye guys.